A single cigarette begins not in a factory, but as a tiny seed in the earth, a potential product waiting for sun and rain. This journey from a humble green plant to a finished stick sold in a box is a marvel of agricultural science, global logistics, and industrial might. It is a story that involves countless hands, powerful corporations, and immense sums of money, all culminating in an object both remarkably simple and profoundly controversial. From fertile tobacco fields to the store shelf, we will pull back the curtain on this complex world. The life of a tobacco plant starts in carefully prepared soil, often in regions like North Carolina, Brazil, Zimbabwe. Farmers plant the minuscule seeds in protected seedbeds before transplanting the young seedlings into vast, open fields. The plants are demanding, requiring specific nutrients, consistent moisture, and constant vigilance against pests and diseases. For months, farmers tend to their crops, managing the soil and watching the leaves grow broad and lush under the sun. The quality of the final product is determined here, in the field, by weather, soil chemistry, and agricultural technique. The harvest, or priming, is a labor-intensive process that often relies on manual work. Field hands move methodically down the long rows, picking the leaves as they ripen, a process that can take several passes, over many weeks. The leaves ripen from the bottom of the stalk upwards, so workers must have the skill to select only those that have reached peak maturity. This work is physically demanding, performed under the hot sun, and often involves direct contact with the wet, sticky leaves, which can lead to a form of nicotine poisoning known as green tobacco sickness. The sheer scale of the harvest is immense, with millions of tons of leaves picked each year across the globe. Once picked, the green leaves begin their transformation in a curing barn. This critical drying process fundamentally alters the leaf's chemical composition, reducing its sugar content and developing the characteristic colors, textures, and aromas associated with smoking tobacco. There are different methods, such as flue curing, where heated air from a furnace is piped through the barn, turning the leaves a bright yellow or orange. Air curing involves hanging the leaves in well-ventilated barns for several weeks to dry naturally, resulting in a light brown leaf. The choice of curing method is not arbitrary. It is a crucial step that tailors the tobacco for its final use in cigarettes, cigars, or pipe blends. After curing, the now brown and brittle leaves are not yet ready for the factory floor. First, they must be sorted and graded in a process that determines their value and ultimate destination. At auction houses or directly at processing facilities, expert graders inspect the bundles or hands of tobacco. They assess each leaf based on its size, color, texture, and position on the plant stalk, as these factors correlate directly with nicotine content and flavor. A top-grade leaf from the upper part of the plant is far more valuable than a lower-grade leaf from the bottom. This grading system is the language of the tobacco market, allowing multinational corporations to purchase specific qualities of leaf from around the world. The next stage is the art and science of blending, the most guarded secret of any cigarette manufacturer. No single type of tobacco makes a cigarette. Rather, a modern cigarette is a complex cocktail of different tobacco varieties. A typical blend might include flue-cured tobacco for its high sugar content and pleasant aroma, burley tobacco for its higher nicotine and flavor-absorbing properties, oriental tobacco for its spicy, unique taste. These leaves are sourced from various countries and even different crop years. Master blenders, whose palates are as refined as any wine sommeliers, create a precise recipe, or case, that ensures a brand like Marlboro or Camel tastes exactly the same in Tokyo as it does in Texas, year after year. Before they can be blended, the compressed, baled leaves must be reconditioned. They are often too dry and fragile to be handled without shattering, so they are placed in large cylinders where they are tumbled with carefully controlled steam and water. This process makes the leaves pliable and soft again, ready for the next step. Following conditioning, the stems are painstakingly removed from the leaves by a machine called a thresher, which separates the valuable leaf lamina from the less desirable central stalk. The stems are not always discarded. Some are ground up and added back into the blend as filler, a cost-saving measure that also helps control the burn rate of the final cigarette. Step 1. The prepared tobacco is precisely cut into fine, uniform shreds. Cut width controls packing density and burn speed. Step 2. The blend receives a casing, measured sugars, cocoa, and licorice to add moisture, mellow taste, and enhance flavor. Step 3. Top dressings or flavorings are kept separate and may be added later as required. Step 4. Multi-stage preparation ensures a uniform, consistent blend before it reaches the cigarette-making machine. Step 5. Inside the factory, high-speed automation transforms prepared tobacco into finished cigarettes with precise control. The heart of this operation is the maker, a single, consolidated machine that performs the core task of creating the cigarette rod. Step 6. Tobacco is airlifted from a hopper to form a continuous stream on a moving belt of cigarette paper. Step 7. The paper ribbon forms a tube around the tobacco stream and is glued to hold a consistent rod. Step 8. A rotating knife slices the continuous rod into precise cigarette-length sections called rods. Step 9. Modern makers run at thousands per minute, producing over 1 million cigarettes per hour on a single line. Step 10. Paper contains additives like calcium carbonate to control ash color and burn rate, keeping cigarettes consistently lit. Step 11. Sensors monitor rod diameter, tobacco density, and paper tension to maintain quality at speed. Step 12. Fresh rods transfer seamlessly to the filter assembler for attachment of filters. Step 13. Filters are formed from cellulose acetate tow and cut into double-length plugs. Step 14. A plug joins 2 rods. Tipping paper wraps them. A center cut creates 2 complete filtered cigarettes. Step 15. Laser checks reject rods that are too light, too heavy, or imperfect, using compressed air ejection. Step 16. Finished cigarettes are collected and buffered on conveyors for packing. Step 17. Machines arrange cigarettes into groups of 20 with consistent orientation. Step 18. Packers form the box. Insert 20. Add foil or inner frame. Seal with cellophane, then carton, case, and palletize. Step 19. The packaging pipeline is optimized for throughput with minimal manual handling. Step 20. Automation and inspections ensure consistent output, ready for distribution. Section 4. The human element. Workers in the tobacco machine. While the modern cigarette factory is dominated by automation, it is far from empty of people, you know. A dedicated workforce is essential to oversee, maintain, and manage the billion-dollar machinery. Machine operators are the frontline soldiers in this industrial army. They are responsible for monitoring the high-speed makers and packers, ensuring a constant supply of raw materials like paper, filters, foil. Their days are spent in a loud environment, watching for jams, making minor adjustments, and troubleshooting the complex equipment. These workers must be highly trained to understand the intricate mechanics of their stations, as even a small error can halt a line and cost thousands of dollars in lost production time. Beyond the operators, a team of skilled technicians and engineers forms the backbone of the factory's support system. These are the problem solvers who are called upon when a machine suffers a major breakdown. They perform preventative maintenance, replace worn-out parts, and calibrate the sensitive electronic sensors that ensure quality control. Their work requires a deep knowledge of mechanics, pneumatics, and electronics. Other specialized roles include quality assurance technicians who pull samples of tobacco and finished cigarettes for laboratory testing, ensuring the blend is correct and the product meets all physical specifications for weight, draw resistance, and firmness. They are the guardians of brand consistency. The factory environment itself is highly controlled. To protect the integrity of the tobacco, the air is filtered, and the temperature and humidity are strictly regulated. Workers often must wear uniforms, hairnets, and sometimes specialized footwear to prevent contamination. Safety is a major priority, with guards, emergency stop buttons, and rigorous training protocols to prevent accidents. Despite these measures, the work can be repetitive and physically taxing, with many jobs requiring long hours of standing and performing monotonous tasks amidst the constant roar of the factory. The human element extends far beyond the factory floor. A large administrative staff manages the entire operation, from supply chain logistics and procurement to human resources and accounting. Production planners schedule the runs for different brands and package types, coordinating with the marketing and sales departments to meet market demand. Warehouse managers oversee the vast inventories of raw materials and the storage of finished goods before they are shipped out. Every person, whether they are tightening a bolt on a machine or processing an invoice in an office, is a cog in the vast interconnected system that keeps the cigarettes flowing from the factory to the world. Section 5. The flow of capital. Costs, profits, and the power of price. The cigarette industry operates on a scale of finance that is difficult to comprehend, driven by a simple but powerful economic model: low production cost and high sales volume. The actual cost to manufacture a single pack of cigarettes is surprisingly small. It includes the price of the raw tobacco, paper, filter, packaging materials, labor, factory overhead, energy. When a factory is producing billions of cigarettes a day, the cost per unit becomes minuscule, often just a matter of cents. This efficiency is the foundation upon which the industry's immense profitability is built. It allows companies to absorb other significant costs and still generate substantial returns. The largest single component of the retail price of a pack of cigarettes in most countries is not production cost, but taxation. Governments levy heavy excise taxes on tobacco, both as revenue and as a public health tool. These taxes can account for more than half of the final price. In some places, over 80%. The cigarette companies, therefore, act as highly efficient tax collectors for governments. Despite these high taxes, the sheer volume of sales ensures enormous sums flow to both governments and tobacco corporations. Between the factory gate and the consumer's pocket, several other costs and profit margins are added. After the manufacturer takes its profit, the cigarettes are sold to distributors or wholesalers. These distributors then sell the cartons to retail stores, convenience marts, large supermarkets. The retailer adds the final margin, their profit for providing shelf space and conducting the sale. This multi-layered supply chain means several entities profit from each pack sold. The manufacturer's suggested retail price is carefully calculated to ensure every partner is profitable. That calculation incentivizes partners to prioritize and promote the product. This flow of capital gives the major tobacco corporations immense economic power. Their annual revenues can exceed the GDP of many small countries. This wealth is used to fund extensive research and development, not only on traditional cigarettes, e-cigarettes, heated tobacco devices. It pays for sophisticated global marketing campaigns, legal teams to navigate complex regulations, and lobbyists to influence government policy. The profitability of the industry sustains it, creating powerful economic momentum that's hard to slow, even in the face of widespread knowledge of the health risks associated with its products. Section 6. The art of persuasion, marketing, regulation, and health. The sale of cigarettes is not left to chance. It is driven by one of the most sophisticated and historically effective marketing machines ever created. For decades, tobacco companies cultivated powerful brand identities through advertising that associated smoking with glamour, independence, rugged masculinity, and sophisticated rebellion. Advertisements filled magazines, sponsored sporting events, and dominated television and radio airwaves, creating a cultural landscape where smoking was portrayed as a normal and even desirable adult activity. The design of the package itself, the iconic red of a Marlboro pack or the cool green of a Newport, became a form of advertising that consumers carried with them. In response to overwhelming scientific evidence linking smoking to a host of fatal diseases like lung cancer, heart disease, and emphysema, governments began to enact regulations to curb the industry's influence. One of the first and most significant steps was the banning of cigarette advertisements on television and radio in many countries, starting in the 1970s. Over time, these restrictions have expanded to include print media, billboards, and event sponsorships. The goal is to denormalize smoking, especially among young people. This has forced companies to find new, more subtle ways to market their products. Today, two of the most powerful tools remaining are price and packaging. Point-of-sale displays remain a key battleground. Price promotions, such as buy one, get one free deals or coupons, are used to attract price-sensitive customers and encourage brand loyalty. In countries with fewer marketing restrictions, branding remains overt and aggressive. However, in nations like Australia, the United Kingdom, and Canada, laws now mandate plain packaging, where all packs are a uniform drab color and brand names are standardized, with large, graphic health warnings dominating the space. These health warnings are the government's primary method at point of sale and part of a broader strategy including smoke-free laws, educational campaigns, and smoking cessation programs. The result is a constant tension between industry efforts and public health warnings. Section 7. A final reflection. The complex legacy of a simple stick. The journey of a cigarette, from a seed in the ground to smoke in the air, is a microcosm of modern industry. It reveals a complex web of agriculture, high-speed manufacturing, global finance, and powerful marketing. We have seen how a simple leaf is transformed through a meticulous process of curing, blending, and shredding. We have entered the factory, a noisy and precise world. Thousands of cigarettes are born every minute from the automated heart of the maker. This industrial efficiency allows a product that costs mere cents to create to generate billions in profits and tax revenue. We have also acknowledged the human role, the farmer in the field, the operator on the factory floor, the executive in the boardroom. At the same time, this economic activity exists in direct conflict with public health. The marketing that built global brands is now heavily restricted, replaced by regulations, plain packaging, and stark health warnings. The cigarette pack itself has become a contested space. A few of the industry's secrets have been illuminated. The speed of the machinery, proprietary blends, additives to control burn and flavor, and the global supply chain. The cigarette is engineered for consistency and mass appeal, from leaf choice to paper chemistry. Ultimately, a cigarette is more than just shredded tobacco in a paper tube. It is the endpoint of a long and intricate global system. It represents a collision of interests: the farmer's crop, the worker's wage, the corporation's profit, the government's revenue, and the smoker's health. Understanding this entire journey, from the soil to the shop, through the factory and the boardroom, provides a clearer, more complete context for one of the most profitable and controversial products ever made. The simple stick is the physical manifestation of a complex and enduring human story.